in the last few minutes, if I may, Christina, I wanted to really take advantage of your expertise and leadership, because you led, obviously, the arm of selinexor combined with carfilzomib, and I'd love to also ask you to comment more on the success of the selinexor with daratumumab, because both of those arms have been ones that you've really led the charge on. You presented a very nice abstract at ASH, and in fact an updated one at ASCO this year, and I'd love your take on that. And then also, I remember very well the EHA presentation last year of the Seli plus daratumumab, and you updated that at ASCO this year. So perhaps in the last few minutes you could walk us through both of those experiences, and then we could wrap up from there.
Yes, absolutely. So again, 2 additional arms of the STOMP trial. I can start with the daratumumab combination, and we are ready to publish that combination, the results of that arm. We complete accrual, and you know, I was surprised by the tolerability of this combination. As you know, daratumumab is one of the probably most tolerable drug that we have in myeloma, with the exception of the early infusion reaction, and now coming out as a subcutaneous administration is beautiful for convenience for patients, and very effective. And so I enroll a lot of patients on this arm, and I was, like I mentioned, surprised by the tolerability of the combination, and some of the patients were able to sustain the response for a prolonged period of time. Even patients that I had to decrease the selinexor, you know, to a lower dose because toxicity. So the overall response with this combination was in the 70% range, and with a clinical benefit close to actually 80%, and all patients were able to achieve a response, rapid response, and there was, you know, as I mentioned, sustained response for some of the patients, and we were able to show the follow-up at ASCO, the progression-free survival of about a year of this combination, and the overall survival was not reached yet, but we were able, you know, to maintain some of these patients on therapy for a prolonged period of time. And now, in this combination, there were only 2 patients out of the 34 that were prior exposed to daratumumab, and 1 patient stabilized, maintained the stabilization of the disease, and 1 patient unfortunately progressed. So we really don't know if this combination can be offered to patients who had failed, who were exposed to daratumumab before. But that is not the case for the other combination, for the selinexor carfilzomib. We also updated our results at ASCO this year. And again, the proteasome inhibitor is delivered in this combination once a week. The recommended phase 2 dose was 56 milligram with selinexor given once a week at 80 milligrams. And again, we were able to achieve a very good response in the order of 70%, but there were more patients achieving a very good partial response, actually 1/3, and we had some patients achieving complete remission. And, you know, again, the same type of toxicity mitigated by the fact that the selinexor was delivered once a week, tolerable, the once-a-week administration, and 58% of patients were DARA exposed, some DARA refractory, and despite that, we didn't have any changes in the response. And so we were very excited to see that this could be a combination that can be given to patients who have failed the antibody, the CD38 target antibody, and still maintaining, you know, with this new backbone, very good responses, and so another very I think, exciting combination. We're still accruing, we're still finishing the expansion phase on these combinations. So hopefully we will have more data. But both the DARA selinexor and the DARA and the carfilzomib selinexor were relatively well tolerated with the weekly administration of
I think,
selinexor.
yeah, I think it's fantastic data, and you know, it's something that I'm so pleased to see you bringing forward in our in the alliance, the construct of selinexor combined with carfilzomib, potentially pomalidomide after DARA failure. In other words, when daratumumab fails a patient, what do we have? And we know, whilst DARA is a fabulous antibody, as you point out, unfortunately, once daratumumab runs out of benefit for a patient and fails a patient, we really then have a challenge. And I'm particularly excited by your project, actually, Christina, looking at selinexor combined with carfilzomib, pomalidomide, and dexamethasone in various iterations as we're discussing and developing right now. But I think that could be a very important go forward